Making the decision to go forward with moving 2 Confederate statues from downtown Lexington. Now, depending on what the Urban County Council decides tonight, the decision to move the statues could move into its final stages with a state committee. LEX 18's Conroy DeLuce joins us live from downtown, where that meeting is going on right now. That's tonight's LEX 18 big story at 6.
Inside the government center. In fact, it's gotten a lot quieter because you can hear the proceeding is just getting underway upstairs. Now, it's a packed house. They're not allowing anybody else upstairs. Downstairs is standing room only. Just a few minutes ago, Mayor Jim Gray tweeted out a letter from a descendant of John C. Breckinridge. He's one of the 2 statues in Cheapside Park. He says that he agrees that his statue should be moved and is giving his full support to the mayor and the city's efforts. And soon we'll find out where the city council stands.
The anticipation has built all week, first with an announcement, reaction, then a unanimous vote to add a statue resolution to today's agenda.
The ball is in our court. All eyes are here, and this is our chance to make a statement to the rest of the nation and the rest of the world.
DeBron Thomas of Take Back Cheapside was interviewed by NBC in the shadow of a statue of John C. Breckinridge.
I'm interested to see what the rest of this day is going to look like, but I really feel like there's an energy in the air. There's a little bit of tension, but I think that the spirit of Lexington will really come through tonight.
Breckinridge and John Hunt Morgan were men of the Confederacy, whose presence looms large in one of the biggest former slave trade sites in the South. Take Back Cheapside and many others want them moved out of downtown, while some just want the debate to end.
My opinion is that this is about people and not about statues. I think that people can get along if they choose to. If they choose not to, they can use a statue or anything else that they want to make an issue out of anything.
Mark Walden says he just wants people to civilly discuss issues, while Thomas wants to see a united front to eliminate the hate.
We need to stand together, we need to listen to one another, and we need to take care of each other. Safety is one of our biggest concerns right now, and so more than anything, we want to spread a message of peace, but we also want folks to be safe.
And the meeting to discuss the Confederate statues is underway right now inside the government center. Because of the debate, a white supremacist group that was part of the violent weekend in Charlottesville said their next target was Lexington. But police have said at this point they've not received any permits from a white supremacist group and have no indications that they plan to assemble. But they are obviously ready to go in case something does. And there's a heavy police presence inside here tonight to make sure things stay calm. We're covering the news live in Lexington from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.